Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel where today it is another mock draft Monday here on this channel. This is the fourth mock draft I am doing for the Green Bay Packers, and this is also the first one after the Senior Bowl and the East-West Shrine games where we've seen a lot more of some of these prospects here, especially among the senior levels. A lot of guys impressed, a lot of guys I have my radar on impressed, especially Jack Beck out of TCU. Has been a big showing, really helped out his draft stock here. So let's see if that changes anything on the big board. We're going to do a Packers 7-round mock draft. Trade only allowed in the first round to trade back. No trade ups. Sorry, slow. Everything's fine. So let's go ahead and get started here. Cam Ward, Sanders, Hunter, Carter, McMillan, Graham, Johnson, Starks, Green. Yeah, Green also had a really good pro day too. So here we are at a lot of guys here. Walter Nolan, D lineman, a lot of D linemans here. But you know me, I wanted to get one of these three corners. Trey Amos, who the Packers already have met with as well. Jahdae Barron, I have been in love with from the beginning. Siobhan Ravel is good. There's also some really good edge rushers here. Jack Sawyer, some really good defensive line depth. But we need one of these top corners. I'm going to trade back here with the Baltimore Ravens. See how much I can get. I think that's fair. So let's go and offer the trade here with Baltimore. What do you mean? Give me $245. I don't know why I'm saying that wasn't accepted, but yep. And we have all our guys here. I mean, average rush is 27. Like, people are predicting him to go to the Packers, and from the beginning of this process, I have fallen in love with Jahdae Barron. I mean, look at his grades from 2024. 91 coverage grade, 92 zone coverage, 83 run defense grade, 69 man grade, which isn't the greatest because I think Hafley wants to run a lot of man. But look at this. A pass rating with target of 33.1, 5 interceptions last year. Only allowed 36 receptions on 67 targets, but only for 279 yards. I mean, 10 forced incompletions as well. Absolute stud of a corner here. Played in all 16 games for the Longhorns. 5'11", 200 pounds, 23 years old. Really good player. But Trey Amos, a little bit better at man coverage. Played 13 games, 85 overall grade, had 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, at 54.5 passer rating. 13 forced incompletions. He's also a bit taller, a little bit lighter though, and around the same age. And Siobhan Ravel only played in 3 games for the East Carolina Pirates last year, but in 2023 had a really good season. Had 12 games played, had an interception and a touchdown. But in those 2 games, he had 2 interceptions and a touchdown. But did give 195 yards, which is half of that guys that played the whole year. So, could be a guy there to look at. Good man coverage grade. Amos had a good man coverage grade, but I am in love with Jahdae Barron. I think he will fit really well into this Packers defense here, and I'm going to select him here with pick 27. Now, second round, I really hope that either Jaden Higgins or Jack Beck is still... Oh, Jack Beck, 39. Like, he has shot up boards because he has been so good. But that's all right for me, because even though Beck has gone up here to the Bears at 39, there's a guy here I really love as well, and that is Jaden Higgins. I mean, you guys know from what I've talked about here in these drafts that Jaden Higgins is a Packers wide receiver. 6'4", 250 pounds, big-bodied wide receiver here. Senior, had 2 really good years, had good production, because I am a guy who values production in college. He has it. He has his measurables. Had 87 catches for 1,185 yards and 9 touchdowns, a 90.5 receiving grade, a 58.3% contested catch rate, and most importantly for the Packers, who struggled against man coverage last year for our guys like Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, 87.3 grade against man coverage, only had 2 drops as well. He is a possession wide receiver. Like, absolute stud. And I would love for him to be on the Green Bay Packers. So I'm going to select Jaden Higgins, wide receiver. Oh, Derek Harmon went Harmon got adjusted. He's been a guy I've always been targeting in the 3rd round, but he has gone up in draft rankings here. So, Azuri Thomas is a guy I want too. Trey Harris is gone. So, guys I've targeted in the past before things happen. Derek Harmon has now gone up a lot. Trends now. He is now all the way up here. And another guy I really, really like, had a really good Senior Bowl, is Azuri Thomas there. And I wouldn't want him too. But right now we're on the clock here. There's a couple of interesting players here. I mean, Harold Fanta Jr. is a great tight end, but we don't really need tight end, at least not at this point in the draft. Don't really need safety. Tez Johnson is way too light. The dude is 5'10", 165 pounds. The Packers are not taking Tez Johnson. I guarantee you that right now. But there's a couple of guys here. Quandarius Robinson could be interesting. 86th grade last year. Looks to be a 6'5", 241 redshirt senior. Did not get a lot of sacks. Only played in 9 games. Injury history. Yeah, not a lot of snaps there, but when he was on the field, he did play well. 19.2 pass rush grade, 24% pass rush win rate. My gosh, I cannot say that. 90 over grade 2 true rush there. But not really seeing a lot of guys I really like. Because I do need an edge rusher here. Kobe Bryant is also really good. Ashton Galat here, a little bit more production out of Louisville. 6'3", 275, bit of a bigger guy. Good pass rush grades. So, I'm actually going to see if I can trade back here with San Fran. Get some more picks. And see if I can get lucky here. Oh, right before Miami. Oh. But that's not bad because don't need safeties. But Kobe Bryant, I know, is not rated highly on the average draft position board. But this is a dude who's been playing really, really well. Had a really good Senior Bowl in the East-West Shrine game. Good grades at Kansas. 6'1", 175 pounds. Really good run defender. Decent in man coverage zone. Had 4 interceptions. He's a ball hawk. Had 2 touchdowns. I think those are touchdowns allowed. But still, had some really good grades. Cam is an outside corner. Packers need that. I think Kobe Bryant here could be a really solid pick. I know After was 189, but I think he's a guy who's going to shoot up draft boards with his play. And I like him here for Jeff Hafley's defense. But we need to get some offensive line help, and we need to get some edge rushers here. And, of course, they're all going away. Okay. All right. So, okay. Willie Lampkin, guard, could be interesting here out of North Carolina. Has some flexibility, which the Packers like. Started out as a center, moved the right guard. Really good pass blocker, really good zone runner. Looks to be really, really solid. He's a bit short for that, but could be an interesting pick for the Packers here. This is by PFF rankings. I think some of these guys are going to be moving up here. But then there's also Antoine Powell-Ryland, who has a ton of production out of Virginia Tech. 14 sacks last year, 17% pass rush win rate. Really good pass rusher, not so great against the run. 6'3", 252, bit on the smaller side there. Could be interesting. But I really like Willie Lampkin here. The Packers need some interior offensive line depth and starting at center. He could slot in the center if Josh Myers leaves. That way we leave Elton Jenkins and Sean Ryan at guard. Or Elton Jenkins can move to the center and we have Morgan and Ryan at guard. But Ryan could leave and we get Lampkin developing behind him or just be really good depth there. So I'm actually going to pick Willie Lampkin here for our interior offensive line depth. And I think he'd be a really good player for us there. Yeah, Powell-Ryan, I knew would be gone, but up here, pick. Why does Miami keep taking my edge rushers? Stop it. Okay, so we got a couple picks here. We don't need any of these positions. You don't need safety, you don't need running backs. We just took a guard. Pat Bryant out of Illinois. As someone I really been targeting here in these middle rounds. 84.4 grade last year, 54 receptions on 78 targets, 984 yards, 10 touchdowns, had 7 touchdowns in 2023. Good receiving game. Insane 69.2% contested catch rate, 83% grade against man, only had 1 drop, had 12 deep catches as well. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, fits the Packers size mold really well. I'm going to select him here with pick 135. So let's go ahead and get him here. And we're going to get an edge rusher here. In Tyler Barron looks very, very solid. 10 sacks last year, 76 grade. 84 pass rush grade, 76 run defense grade. 19% pass rush win rate. A lot of outside tackle. He's 6'5", 260 pounds, so big guy there. And I think he'd be a very solid player for us. Played in 13 games for the Hurricanes. And again, 10 sacks. Had 6 sacks the year before. Looks to be very solid. A guy we can stash behind the line and get some depth for us here. So, going to get Tyler Barron, edge out of Miami, Florida. So, I got a bit to wait to pick 160. These boards are completely different from what I'm used to because of all the moving around. So, here at pick 160, there is a couple guys here I like. Do we have any... What centers do we have left? Yeah, Jake Majors could be around for us later, and I like Jake Majors, so I'm going to go Kobe King. He has been a draft crush of mine for a bit. 90 run defense grade, basically. Decent in pass, decent in coverage. Has a bit of a high missed tackle rate, but the Packers need a third linebacker to pair up next to Quay Walker and Ezra Cooper who can start, and he'd be a good early down run-stopping linebacker for us here. I think he'd be really, really solid for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, he's 6'1", 248 pounds, redshirt junior, young guy, can develop. And with the contract situation with Quay not completely solid, and guys like Isaiah McDuffie is probably not coming back here next year. Eric Wilson is a good special team, he's not going to be a starter. King can come in and be a contributor right away. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Kobe King out of Penn State here. Because I do think a third linebacker would be great to target in the middle rounds here. Now we're getting into the end here, round 6. Okay. Jake Majors is still on the board, but will he be there later on in the draft? Because we do still need to get an edge rusher, and there's an edge rusher here. Brandon Swinson looks really, really good. 90 pass rush grade, 22.1% pass rush win rate, 9 sacks last year for LSU. 6'4", 250 pounds. I think we could double down here at edge here. Or we could double down. We already doubled down corner, double down a receiver. I think Braden Swinson is the pick here. He looks to be a very solid edge rusher. Comes out of a good university. Has good size. So let's go and take Braden Swinson out of LSU as an edge rusher and just hope that Jake Majors stays. Nope. Seattle took him. I was hoping he would fall a bit, but that's okay. Okay. Now, another position I think we need to get some help in is interior defensive line. So let's take a look at Jamari Caldwell here. Looks to be a very solid run defender, 7.5% run stop rate, 14 games, 80.3 grade. Had 1 sack as well. Not too bad of an edge rush, a pass rusher there. 6'1", 340 pounds. We do want to have more of a pass rushing guy out of a defensive lineman because Kenny Clark has fallen off a cliff these past few seasons, so not too great there. Neither of these guys really look that great here. But I do think we need to get a body, and I think Caldwell could be good. Jalen Smith, another corner. We could be really good man coverage, not so great in zone. A lot can play slot, can play corner. He's 5'11", 119. I mean, we do need a lot of turnover in his corner room because Jair's probably gone. We don't know if we're going to keep Eric Stokes. That means you got basically Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon there. We already took 2 corners, but Jalen Smith here looks pretty solid. Had 2 interceptions last year. Pass rating is 62.5. Had a big improvement there. So let's get a third corner in this draft and get Jalen Smith out of USC. And I think here we kind of have to take the defensive lineman out of Boston College. Wait, Cameron Jackson. A little bit better pass rusher, it looks like. Had a couple of sacks last year. 6'6", 342. Man, that is a big boy. What was your pass rush? He actually had a higher pass rush win rate than the other guy. 80 grade, good run defender. Yeah, let's go and take Cam Horsley, defensive lineman out of Boston College, because I do think we need to get a defensive lineman there. And you know what? Let's take the big boy too, the 6'6", 342-pound man out of Florida. Beef up that interior line. Yeah, really good run stuffer. Can be like a TJ Slayton replacement if he leaves in free agency. So, yeah, let's get the 6'6" monster of a man in Green Bay. I think that would be a really, like 6'6", 342 pounds. That is a big guy. Now, these last two picks, I'm going to try to pick up a potential another wide receiver or interior offensive lineman. I think would be good to us to get here as well. Let's see. Do we have interior offensive line anywhere? No. There's Drew Kendall, a center. Pretty good pass blocker. Good zone. Pure center. We do need some depth there. Reggie Jr., young guy, can be molded. Went to BC, tied to Jeff Halfley. Let's go and take Drew Kendall out of Boston College here. As I think a center is, we need some depth there. And then this one is just kind of like just take a shot in the dark type thing. And this one, Jackson Meeks, 6'2", 210. Good get to gas rate. Good against man, 81.4. I mean, just for shot dark, last pick. I take a decent sized receiver out of Syracuse. Had some good stats in his last year. Let's take it. Let's take that risk there with Jackson Meeks. So, kind of a bigger draft today. Made a couple of trades. First two picks, I think we nailed. Jahdae Barron, I think will be a really excellent corner for the Packers. Jaden Higgins just fits the Packers profile perfectly. I know Xavier Restapro, they're saying, has a higher board position, but he is a bit small for the Packers. Still, I think will be a good receiver, but a bit small compared to what the Packers normally like, so that's why I went with Higgins. Kobe Bryant out of Kansas, I think he has been like having really good exhibitions, playing really well. Could be a really good corner for us. Willie Lampkin, I think, will be a very versatile interior offensive lineman for depth and could be a potential starter in the future. So I'll have my pick there. Pat Bryant, again, a big body receiver the Packers will love. Tyler Barron, really solid edge rusher there in the middle of the round. Could be a good pickup there. Kobe King, a third linebacker to pair with Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper for the near future. Really good run defender in Penn State. Braden Swinson, solid edge rusher out of LSU. Jalen Smith, another corner depth to have. Picked a couple of defensive linemen there, and Cam Horsley and Cameron Jackson. Then in the 7th round, picked Drew Kendall and Jackson Meeks to round out some center and wide receiver depth. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What players you think had a really good Senior Bowl and East West Shrine game. Who do you think I should keep an eye out for, and what do you think the Packers' needs are? So, yeah, this is my 4th mock draft Monday. I think I did pretty darn well here. A lot of guys here I'll be very, very happy the Packers end up with. But, again, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.